Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to Lesson 4 Literacy based on the biography of Charles Dickens. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to be creating your non-chronological report based on Charles Dickens. Now, if you've been engaging with the lessons this week, we've been doing some research on Charles Dickens' famous books. We have been doing some comprehension questions based on a video clip on Charles Dickens. And yesterday, you hopefully planned out your non-chronological report. So you had to think about what subheadings you were going to include throughout, what information you wanted to share about Charles Dickens, and maybe what pictures, diagrams, what fun facts you're going to include throughout your report. So having a think about your plan yesterday, what are your subheadings going to be? Are you going to be having a section on his childhood? Are you going to have a section about the books that he wrote? Are you going to have a section dedicated just to one of those books? So maybe you did some research on A Christmas Carol and you wanted to include some research on that. Are you going to have a section about why Charles Dickens is so famous? I want you to have a look at your notes in front of you and think about what your subheadings are going to be. Hopefully your notes are nice and clear and organised and you're going to be able to just get started on your first draft today because you'll have everything out in front of you ready. Before you get started, we'll just quickly recap the success criteria and what the purpose is of a non-chronological report. So a non-chronological report is a factual, informative piece of literature which is going to give you information on a topic. So in this example, our piece of writing is going to give us information on Charles Dickens. Now, a non-chronological report doesn't have to be read from the start to the end. It doesn't have to be read in any order. What the reader can do is they can use the subheadings to find out specific information on the topic that you've chosen. So in this case, Charles Dickens. So for example, if I want to find out more about Oliver Twist, I'll just scan at the non-chronological report. I'll look for the section either on Oliver Twist or I'll look for the section on his famous books, and that's the area that I'm going to read. There's no need for me to read through the parts on his early childhood, on why he's so famous, if all I want to find out is about Oliver Twist. So that's the purpose. It's an informative piece of writing. Now, your writing is going to be written in clear paragraphs. We're going to have an introduction, a main body, that's where all our subheadings are going to be, and a final paragraph. For specific features of a non-chronological report, I would like to see a clear introduction. The main body of information is going to be written third person. It's not about you, I don't want to see I. It's about he, she, they, it. It's in present tense. We're going to have clear subheadings throughout, pictures and diagrams with labels on, clear vocabulary that's technical and challenging. We may need a glossary on part of our non-chronological report to give us the definition of some trickier words. And finally, a range of sentence openers. So that's thinking about our fronted adverbials, our complex sentences with subordinate clauses, the sentences that we looked at last week in literacy. Just for a little visual for you, these are some non-chronological reports based on surviving in Brazil that you can have a little scan at to see how have they laid out their learning. Have they got clear subheadings? Yes. Have they got main bodies of information? Yes. Do they have a glossary? No. Okay, maybe that could be something you could try and include in your writing. Okay, hopefully that's recapped your memory a little bit, Year 6, and has maybe made today's learning quite clear for you on what I'd quite like you to do. So your task is you're going to create a non-chronological report based on Charles Dickens. You're using your notes from this week. You're using your plan from yesterday and you're going to structure your learning well. I don't expect anyone to sit at their laptop today, research and vrow on its on end about Charles Dickens, because if you've engaged with the lessons from earlier in the week, you've got the information already. Enjoy Year 6. If you are doing this on paper, which would be fantastic, have a little break from screen time. If you're able to take a photo and email it through to me, that would be fantastic. Have a lovely day and enjoy this lesson.